everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, the first thing I want to have to do is apologize for the fact that I am driving in my car right now while filming this because I have no internet at home. My landline is down, which it's useless for uploading stuff anyway because it's so slow. And my satellite service is giving me 0.01 up. That's 0.01 megabytes up. Every time I try to download a 15-minute video, it tells me it's going to be 17 hours. And I tried it for 2 hours last night, and it got to 0% before it timed out. Then tried it again for another 2 hours, and it got to 3% before it timed out. So can't upload videos at home right now. So I'm doing this from my car as I'm driving down to meet one of my viewers actually downtown to give me back something that I left in a safe that I gave him. So I'm heading down there now, but I thought I'd go ahead and film this video from my vehicle as I head down. Because I did want to say one thing today. I wanted to talk, and I got to go a little slower around corners and stuff here now, or my camera is going to fall over forward towards me, or slide off the dash completely, because this little holder I got sucks. But I wanted to talk about the San Jose shooter a little bit more today. And in the video I made yesterday, I talked about how the left and the anti-gunners, they're not interested in actually preventing violence or anything, because they know most of the stuff they pass won't prevent anything from happening, won't prevent bad things. You just can't legislate away bad things. It's like murder is illegal, but people still murder. And some people will even say after I made that video, well, then I guess we shouldn't have murder illegal then, because then people are going to do it anyway. Well, no, you're missing the point. Murder is illegal because it's bad, and the law actually just says this is what's going to happen to you if you murder someone. Gun bans and stuff, those aren't not saying here's what's going to happen to you if you kill someone with a gun. That's still just be a regular murder law. It's supposedly prevention, and you can't prevent bad things. Bad people will do bad things. No law is going to stop them. It's kind of ridiculous to say, hey, that guy who was going to go to work and commit murder won't if it's illegal to possess the firearm. No, that's not going to work. So it's just a stupid idea, the whole prevention thing. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is how I was saying the left has no desire to prevent bad things. They want them to happen, because every time they happen, that gives them an excuse to pass stricter laws, to disarm the people eventually. And that has proven true once again here, because the laws that are on the books about no felons owning guns, no people with violent pasts or mental health been adjudicated or committed, any of that stuff, the stuff that they say is so important, wouldn't have stopped this shooting, but it could have been stopped, because it turns out this guy was stopped at the border for possessing terrorist handbooks and books on how to, do shit like that and everything else. It's just stuff most people don't read, which I don't think is a crime. But he also had a notebook with him talking about how he hated people at work, almost like a hit list of people at work. And then also he was interviewed at least one other time, by federal officials about, he says he hates people at work, and does he have any specific grudges and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. So he was interviewed about being a potential mass shooter, and the government did nothing because they didn't want to. They didn't feel a need to. They didn't desire to, because it's too much work. When you give them these tools like mental health holds and stuff like that, they don't use them because they don't want to prevent bad things from happening. They want them to happen so they could justify it. Like the police, they don't want there to be no murder or no crime, because if they were actually effective in preventing all crime, then people would be saying, well, why do we need more police for? We don't have any crime. Maybe we don't even need all the ones we have. Maybe we're overdoing it. They got to have that crime, so people keep saying we need more police. And just like they need bad things to happen so that we can keep saying we need more politicians, and the politicians need more power, and we need more laws that give the politicians power over people with guns, because it's all about disarming the people. That's what all it is in the long run. It's taking control away from the people. The United States is one of the few countries left in the world where the people still maintain a lot of the power. We've given away a lot of it, and we need to start getting it back, giving it away to corporations and politicians and law enforcement. But we still have too much of it, according to the government, according to the police, etc., because they continually want to take more away. And this was just another perfect example of where police and law enforcement dropped the ball. There were lots of warning signs on this guy. They even intervened, but then they chose not to take an extra step, not to have him go to counseling, like maybe talk to his job and say, hey, we think it'd be really beneficial if this guy went in for some counseling. And his job could have easily done it too and said, yeah, well, we agreed, we were going to give him counseling. But that would have cost money. And since they don't want to stop any crimes, they don't want to spend money. Now, they're more than happy to spend tons of money to disarm us and to take our rights away, but to actually prevent a crime, no, they don't want to do that. They don't want to take a person who has issues and provide them therapy or provide them, a relief from their issues. They just want to wait till they explode so that they can go, see, told you, that's why you need us, and that's why you need to give us more power. Because this is just another example of the police dropping the ball. And it's not that they're incompetent, it's that prevention is not the goal. Disarmament is the goal. They want to take the power away from the people. And I know this is being rambly and kind of long, and I'm not looking at the camera because I'm driving, but I hope people are getting my point. I hope you're opening your eyes. When it comes to stuff like this, the police aren't our friends. They want power. They want control. They want to make their lives super easy. They want to make sure that they have all the power and no one can counter them and that they're never in danger. Even though it's supposed to be a very dangerous job, they've gone about over the last several decades of making sure that they face no dangers, that all that danger has been shifted to the populace because they can shoot you without any just cause and get qualified immunity against it. So the police are not on your side, and they're not trying to prevent this type of thing. They love rousting gang members and stuff like that because there's asset forfeiture involved in that. So when you see them out kicking down drug doors and all drug house doors and stuff, that's more about seizing assets than anything else. Because if you notice, that's what police departments do now. They just go out and make money. Parking tickets, speeding tickets, every other ticket they can hand out, asset seizure. That's what they're about. That's all they care about. All they want is to maintain power, to make money, and to disarm the population to where we have no choice but to do what they say without question, even unlawful orders. So the police are not on your side. And the politicians are the one pulling the strings of the police. The federal government has spent more and more time and money to cozy up the police in the last couple decades than throughout the entire history of the United States. It's gotten to where almost every city police department, even sheriff's departments, etc., are beholden to the federal government because they want those toys to keep flowing in. They want those MRAPs and those automatic weapons and everything to keep flowing in from the feds. So we got to keep doing the feds' business. And they're being taught that, hey, it's us against the people anyway, so the people are the bad guys. So as long as the feds are helping us fight the bad guys, we're on the feds' side. So police are not your friend. I want people to wake up to that because this is another situation where it just shows they're not about prevention. The politicians, the anti-gunners, they're not about prevention because if bad things don't happen, they can't point and say, aha, give us more power, like I already said. So I just want people to wake up, realize when these mass shootings happen, first thing, these mass murders, they're very rare. Very, very rare. They make a giant deal yesterday out of 9 deaths, making like it's the worst thing that happened that day, and it's not even close. How many people died from heart disease that was easily preventable? How many people died from drunk driving that was easily preventable? How many people died from automobile accidents that they would have not died if we just made automobile makers put extra precautions in cars? If they really cared about lives, that's what they'd be going after. How many kids died at the hands of abusive parents and they don't want to fund social services for children? How many kids went to bed hungry last night and will shorten their lives because of malnutrition, etc. in this country, but they don't want to spend money on that. But they're more than happy to spend fortunes to take guns away, even though it'll save very few lives, and you have to wonder why that is. It's all about power. It's all about disarming the people. The politicians and the police are on the same side of this. They don't want to prevent crimes. They don't want to save lives. They want bad things to happen so they can slowly take our freedoms away from us a little bit at a time. And now they want to make a massive leap. They want to jump to where like all semi-automatic guns should go away. So Be aware, open your eyes, right or left, whichever side of the political aisle you are on. This country is great because we still maintain a great deal of power as the people. The power stays with the people in a lot of circumstances still. Like I say, not in all of them anymore, but at least a lot, and more so than most places. And if we allow them to erode that away, this country will not be the country it is. And I think most of us as Americans like this country the way it is. So pay attention, wake up. The anti-gunners, the politicians, the police, they aren't out there trying to make this a more peaceful place. They're trying to make it a more pacified place where the people don't have the power to fight back, and then the people who think they know better can make all the rules and we don't have anything to say about it. So wake up, people, pay attention, and understand what gun control is actually all about. It's people control, making you have no power so that the government can have all of it.